Okay, in this Inventor tutorial we're going to use the Loft tool, and in this tutorial we're going to make an object that reduces in size from one end to the other, essentially a cone. Lofting can be really useful in many 3D models, from making handles, sphere-shaped objects to plane wings, and many more items. Alright, so we're going to make something that looks like this at the end. You should see it looks like a little cone shape. Okay, so you notice we'll have two planes on both ends, and that's like front and back. Okay, so we're going to create a new Inventor part, standard.ipt. So I'm going to go back to the desktop we're using Windows key D like that, and then click on Autodesk Inventor, which I already have that open. And I'm going to do Alt Tab to see where we're at. Okay, so let me go back to where we are on Autodesk Inventor. Okay. Alright, so now we need to create a new part file. So new standard.ipt, and you should see a blank image there. So we're going to go to step 1 right here, which is to make a sketch. So we're going to start a new 2D sketch on the YZ plane and draw a circle that is 100 millimeters. Notice that we're millimeters, so we got to change to millimeters now using the tab at the top of the thing. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Finish the sketch and click the home button. Alright, so let's go back, and we're going to start a 2D sketch. Click the XY, it was the YZ plane, so that's going to be this one right here. And make sure that you go to Tools, Document Settings, Units, and then change to millimeters. And then click Apply. Alright. So we're going to close that out. And then we should see a blank area here where we need to add our sketch. So go up to the Sketch tool and click on your circle and start at the origin, that little green dot. Click out and make the origin 100 millimeters. Hit enter and click the home button and finish sketch. Now we're going to go to step 2. Alright, so step 2 is turning on the origin plane. After you have drawn the circle and finished the sketch, the next step is to turn on the YZ plane, and that's in the browser over here. In the browser, right click the YZ plane and then turn on visibility. So let's do that now. Let's go over to where it says origin on the left hand side. You've got a little arrow to the left where it clicks down. So I'm going to click on, you see where it says YZ there? I'm going to right click on that. And if you'll notice, it does not say visibility. I need to click that to make sure it's checked. So if I go back and double check it, it's check mark there. And if you'll notice, it's highlighted in orange now, and you can see that there's a circle on that plane. So if I keep turning this around, that circle is inside the plane, like it's locked in. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the next step. The next step is to do a work plane. Now that we have the YZ origin plane turned on, it is time to create a work plane parallel to the YZ origin plane. Select the work plane tool and then click on the YZ origin plane in the browser to create a second work plane. So it's going to separate it off from here. So we're going to click on the plane and drag the plane toward you while holding down the mouse button, and then enter 100 millimeters in the box. So let's go back to our tab. I'm going to click Home. I'm going to click Plane. Okay, so we're going to go over to the plane work features there under the 3D model tab. So it says plane. I'm going to click the down arrow, click offset from plane, and I'm going to click on the plane we just created, which was the YZ plane. Click on it once, click on it again, and drag out towards me. And I want that to be, if you'll notice, it's highlighted in blue there. I want it to be 100 millimeters, and click check mark there. Now, if you'll go back to this sheet, we're at step 4, where it says second sketch. So now that we've created the work plane, we can sketch a second circle. Click the Start 2D Sketch in the browser, click Work Plane 1, and then the browser's over here, by the way, just to remind you. So then we're going to draw a circle that's 10 millimeters in diameter in the center of the work plane and click Finish Sketch. So let's go do that. So we're going to put a circle on the inside of this. So we're going to start a 2D sketch, click on the new work plane. Now I'm going to put a circle in the middle of here. So if you look at it, it's green again in the center. So we want it to be 10 millimeters in diameter. So we're going to type 10 and hit enter. And so now I want to finish sketch. And so if you notice, we got a big circle in one plane and a little circle in the other plane. Okay. And there's work plane 1. You could have clicked that also to select that, just like the thing said. But just to be safe, I just went with it. And click finish sketch. And now we're going to the next step, which is, let's look and see. We're done with step 4. Now we should have, well, we're close to done with step 4. It says you should have something resembling the image below. 2 planes with 2 different size circles drawn in them. I don't know if you can see that, which I can't even see that on my, if I look close enough, the print off isn't quite dark enough. Now we're going to go to lofting. It says to click on the loft tool, click on both circles, 1 then 2, and then once you've created the loft, turn off both planes by going to the browser and right clicking on the planes that you were created and unchecking it. Alright, bell. So now let's go to the loft tool, which is over here, and let's see if we can get that quickly. So there's loft. Now we're going to click the first circle and then the second circle. If you'll notice, it creates like a tube shape. We'll click OK. So now we have that tube shape, and I have to turn off the visibility of my planes, these 2 planes here. So I can, if you'll notice, this says work plane 1. When I highlight that, I can right click on that and turn off the visibility like that. Then you go over to the YZ plane, see how it highlights there, right click on that, turn off visibility there, and then I'm going to click home and then change the color of your shape. So I'm going to change it to something real quick, maybe a yellow again. So let's try yellow. I like yellow. It's a pretty color. Alright, so there we go. There's a yellow cone. File, print,